Welcome to the Word for 2021. Today we're in Exodus chapter 36. This chapter is all about accomplishment and obedience. The people, they had carried out the instructions. They had constructed the sanctuary. In verses 8 to 38, you're going to find the phrase, they made 19 times. They made the curtains, the loops, the clasps. They made the tent coverings, the framing. They made the crossbars, the posts, and the bases. Everything that they did, they worked diligently at, they worked skillfully at, and they worked obediently. As you continue to read this chapter, I love what it says in verses 3 through 7. Here, the people continued to give free will offerings morning after morning, it says. So much so that Moses was told, the people are bringing more than enough. It was above and beyond anything that was needed. So Moses then had to give an order to stop giving. No more offerings. Can you imagine? What a problem to have. Why? When your heart is open, then your hands will be open. If your heart is closed, then your hands will be closed also. The people here were giving because they wanted to. They were giving because their hearts were in it. They only gave to the tabernacle, it says, if they wanted to. Well, in Matthew chapter 6, verses 19 to 21, Jesus is speaking and he's teaching on the Sermon on the Mount. Here, he instructs the people, do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. It's been said, if you show me your calendar and your checkbook, then I'll be able to show you what you really care most about. Listen again to what Jesus said in the Sermon on the Mount as he was talking about money in verse 21. It doesn't say that where your heart is, there your treasure will be. But instead, it says the opposite. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Money is simply a tool, but it's also a tell. Money, it's just a resource, but it will reveal our priorities and our passions. Let me put it this way. What we invest in, that we're going to follow. We're going to be excited about. We're going to study more about it. But if there is no investment in something, then we tend to ignore it. We really don't care about it. We're uninterested in it. Think of it this way. If you have money in the stock market, you're probably going to follow the stocks, the S&P 500. You're going to possibly study trends. You're going to be thinking about it. You're going to put your time into it. Your heart will be there. If you don't have money in the stock market, well, then you probably just give the stock market a passing look. The same is true spiritually. When we give to God our tithe through the local church, when we give to missions, and when we give offerings, then we care more and we pray more. We participate more. We learn more and we grow more. Why? Because where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Here in chapter 36, the people, they gave and they worked and they succeeded. Why? Because their hearts were in it. Because their hearts were in it, they were full of joy and they were blessed. When it comes to giving, it's all about the heart. Thank you for joining the Word for 2021.